Hey guys, okay, this is a dream I had last night about. I was talking to JC yesterday, I think, about getting in a fight. I can't believe it. I'm doing an update next about everything. I was talking to JC about how I got messed up by destroying my skin spiritually. He didn't know. He's saying is whatever. I was saying this is how it happened. And anyway, so that night I had a dream about it. And here's the dream. And the dream is telling me how it happened. So I'll just tell you the dream and I'll walk you through it afterwards. So I was out in the West Coast, and I was with a group of people, but I didn't really like them too much. I don't know what that means. And we're kayaking on the ocean, and we were going around a reef, and beyond the reef were whales, and I wanted to go see the whales. And I never actually did go see the whales, kayak out to see the whales. I ended up coming back to the reef and hanging out at the reef with the people. Then we were talking about something, and he said, one of the guys said, whatever I was looking for was up at the top of the lighthouse. And so I look over at the lighthouse, and I said, well, I'll go check it out, right? So I get up in the lighthouse, and no, here's what he said. He goes, there's model trains. I'm a model train freak. I love it. I love model trains, like HO scale trains. He goes, there's model trains at the top of the lighthouse where the light is, and it's just sitting up there and it's broken or something. He goes, you go up there and check it out. And I'm like, okay. So I go over to the lighthouse. I run all the way up the stairs to the lighthouse. Then I'm in the lighthouse. Now, okay, lighthouse. So in the lighthouse is round, and they had around the edge where the windows are, there was two train tracks for HO models, and one on the inside and one on the outside. And the one on the inside worked. The one on the outside didn't. That means something. And they're side by side running around the lighthouse with the light in the middle. A great big light for the lighthouse, you know what I mean. Anyway, so I'm looking at it, and there's junk all around. And I found the break in the track on the outside track. It was broken. Okay. So I put some train cars on there, and I was looking for a locomotive to power up, but there's no power to the tracks on the inside track. And the inside track was complete. So I was looking for a locomotive to put on there to get her going. I couldn't find one. So I went over to the power pack that powers up the track to run the locomotive, and I turned it on, and power was going through it. And so I was checking the connection to the outside track. Checking the connection to the outside track with the power pack and the outlet on the wall. So I go to plug in the outlet on the wall, the power pack for the outside track that was broken, had no power going to it, and I plugged it in the wall, and I got electrocuted, and my arm was going, ugh, and I was getting electrocuted. It was just my arm, my upper body, and it wasn't too bad, you can feel the tingles or whatever. And then I saw that there was a cord running from the outlet and the power and the outlet to the light of the lighthouse, and it was sort of hanging there, running from the wall. So I reached up and I checked the connection to the light in the lighthouse that ran to the wall, and as I checked it, I got electrocuted, like bad, like really bad, like 250 volts bad. you know, enough where you can feel your arm start to go numb. Anyway, I'm feeling, I'm getting electrocuted. I'm going, okay, this ain't good. And so I broke the connection, and I realized I had my shoes on, so it was going through me, not into the ground. So I couldn't really figure out what the hell was wrong. I couldn't figure out what was wrong coming from the light, the top of the lighthouse, to the track, the outside track. Where was this connection broken, right? Couldn't figure it out. Then I woke up. So what's that dream say? Okay, so I'm out there living my life, and I'm on a reef, and I want to go see the whales, but I never get the chance to. I'm on the reef, and so guy says, well, go up, play with trains in the lighthouse. So I go up to the lighthouse. Now I got two tracks, the outside track and the inside track, okay, running around the lighthouse, like a circle, running around the lighthouse, and the light is in the middle, okay, above. And so what does that mean? So I'm living my life before I go to the lighthouse. The outside track is the outside world, and the connection to the inner light. Where's the connection to the inner light? It was broken, right? The inner light being your heart, the inner light being your inner thing in a lighthouse. Okay. Now, what does the lighthouse do? Right? It saves your life, right? In the darkness. Okay. For boats coming to shore, don't hit the rocks, right? Okay. Inner light. So the lighthouse light represents your inner light, but I could make the connection to the outside track, my outside perception of God, the light, and what's going on in the world. I couldn't make the connection. Are you out of your fucking mind, right? Basically, that was my whole life. Could never make that connection, figuring it out. But the inside track worked great, okay? The track inside, tracking in myself, between my mind and the inner light, and how things worked inside. That was all perfect. How I perceived God and the inner light from the outside looking in was broken. Okay? When I got electrocuted was when I was meditating, let that spirit come in 3 times in my inner light. The spirit came in, inner light, 3 times, broke my skins, and now I'm perceiving the spirit world. And that's when I got Christ and started healing. That's the dream. Laid out in a format that I can relate to. Because I was talking to Christ about it the day before, and then the dream told me. Now the dream, to me, it was like a dream from the inner light telling me what I needed to know. And it was pretty cool. So, and maybe that'll give you some aspect of how things work out in the spirit world from inside looking out. Because you look at the world from your heart. Look at the world from your innocence. Look at the world from your inner light. And you're just shaking your head. You can't even believe it. That's where the disconnect was. Okay? It's all God's plan or whatever, but you can't fucking understand it in your mind. You can't figure how these people raping, killing each other, eating kids' parts and killing kids and killing the land, killing the water, polluting everything, and you're losing your mind. You're watching the fucking TV. You're losing your shit. And you're looking for God, and God's inside, and you can't make the connection. Like, am I the only one? Look at this. I'm in a nut hole, right? You can't figure it out. And the more you go with your inner light, and the more you know the truth inside yourself, the worse it's going to be out there for your perception. So you got to be strong within yourself. I mean, you're going to lose it. You're going to go postal. So you don't want to do that. So you just sit back and shake your fucking head all day and be a witness, I guess. I don't know. Try to help by making videos. Anyway, so that was a dream I had last night. Just want to make this quick video about it because it was explaining what happened to me. Everything inside me was perfect. When I had to look from my inner light to the outside world, that was broken because I couldn't figure out how anybody could be doing what they're doing in the outside world. You know, shooting up heroin, from people in the hallway shooting up heroin, from priests killing, molesting kids, to the government doing all their sinning, evil, sick shit. That's where the disconnect came, and I couldn't figure it out. And that's when I got electrocuted, when I was trying to figure it out. That's when my mind went poof, and the spirit, well, actually it was a spirit that came in my inner light, went up through my head 3 times, broke my skins, and I ended up seeing through my soul and my inner light the spirit world around me, and hearing everything like you didn't believe it. It was sick. Anyway, I spent the next 7 years healing my brain. Still ain't done yet. And that's why all these videos I'm making, because they're experiences I'm having and they're pretty cool. So that's about it for that dream. And make another video now.